Hey YouTube, it's that dude named Dave and welcome to my channel. Before we get started here, we have to do the price of admission. Like, subscribe, and a bell notification below. Look, I see you guys are watching my videos, but you're not subbed yet. So let me help you by helping me out here. Give you guys a few seconds to do this here. Okay, few seconds, we got that out the way, no long intros. So today's video, we're coming back to Kevin Samuels. He had an older female caller asking questions, why do black men have children, then leave them fatherless? This was a very, very good discussion here. So let's get to the video. We're gonna let Kevin cook in. We're gonna try to make this make sense.
I'm 50, how am I, 52?
Okay,
Yeah, I'll
cool.
be 53 in December 31st, yeah.
All right, so what are we talking about? What do you got for me?
Okay, so you said more or less. I mean, fair exchange is no robbery. We do understand that, you know, the attraction is based on how you look and getting what you want is based on how you look. However, I will say this. I agree with what you're saying. My feeling is this. If a man is not interested in these so-called average women, why do they leave, impregnate them? Why do they get themselves tied and leave their children with these women? I've seen it, and it's a
Hold
horrible
on, hold on,
situation.
hold on. See, oh, how long have you been watching my program?
About 4 weeks.
Over here, I deal strictly with facts, data, and statistics above anything else.
That's
Okay.
correct.
Okay. So you said if men don't want to marry these average women, why they get them pregnant?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's first start off with the fact that 54% of black men are single and childless.
Here we go.
So
And I guess that.
hold on. 54% of black men have no children. 30% of black men are married. And the children that come out of that marriage are exempted from your statement.
That
So
is
just look-
correct.
So that gives us 54 and 30. That's 84. That means a full 80% of the children being made in the black community are being made by less than 20% of the men. So my question.
Let me pause that here. Let that sink in for a second. Now, I have some of my comment section that asked for statistics, where you get your sources from. First thing is you can go to the CDC website, okay? CDC does have breakdown outside of the pandemic that we keep hearing in the news all the time regarding individual families and demographics and cultures regarding these type of numbers here. Also, for us black people here, blackdemographics.com. Statistics for black people by black people. You can look this up. They're accurate information that showcases information here. So what is Kevin saying? 54% of black men do not have children. 30% are married that are black men who are married have children in this scenario here. So they said they're exempt. So we're looking at 84% of black men who are not supposed to be counted into her anecdotal, idea that black men are leaving their kids here. This should get even more interesting. Let's let Kevin cook and get back to the video.
Question. So to answer your question is, why are women having children with men with multiple children who aren't married?
Good question.
And then women like you asking, why are the women picking them?
You got me there, Kevin. You got me
Goddamn
there.
right I did.
You got me there.
Because you came in with that
Okay.
same old talking point that men are leaving babies everywhere. And you should be
Well,
ashamed.
no, not.
Ma'am, 54% of black men are childless. So you can't, why are these men doing it? What men are doing what?
Let me pause again. When I want to bring this point out, when we say 54% are childless, remember we had talked about average and the median here. So we are already above the average when it comes to black men here. So let's look at the stats that only 14% of black people are in this country. Some people think there's more than that. That's the reason why we say that we are a minority. And when you break that down into the men part of that in this country here, 54 do not have kids. Ladies, we are out here. We are not being irresponsible here. But for some reason, we have women like this that want to drive this trope home here. Let's get back to the video.
No, no, I wasn't making an accusation to that. Maybe that's how I misspoke, and I'm sorry about that.
No, it is an accusation.
Uh,
You said if these average men, if these men don't want these average women, then why are they leaving them with babies? That is an accusation that the black men are having sex with black women and leaving them with babies, and they're average. That's not supported by the facts.
okay, and I guess well, let me can I say this?
Go
I
ahead.
was piggybacking off a couple of things you said in some of your
Hmm.
other things where you said that women who are raising black boys, they're doing it alone, and the boys are not getting the mentorship from the males that they need to become the kind of men that you're talking about and you're describing now, which I think that is an asset to me as well. Because what you said, I've learned so much myself that having these women and leaving these children with these women, particularly male children,
No
they don't
one's
get what you're
leaving.
giving
No one.
now.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. See, no one's leaving children.
No, you don't think it because when you
Are
talk
they
about the
starting out
single,
married? Are these women starting out married?
no, they're not.
Then I don't want to have any more conversation. They are
Okay, so you're
choosing to.
dealing
Hold
based
on,
on
man.
just
Hold on,
marriage.
man. Hold on, man.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
You're old enough to remember what the world was.
Absolutely, I do.
Then, damn it,
I
we're
missed
not
it.
supposed.
I
Are you
missed it.
supposed? Hold on, ma'am. Then you know that if a woman has a child today with 33 forms of birth control, with single, it's not like
33.
it was when we were coming up. If a child
I
is
missed
born
it.
today, it's because a woman chose to bring it to term.
That
So
is
the better
correct.
question is, why are these women who share your reflection choosing to be single mothers, choosing to be unwed? No, ma'am, it's a choice to be a single mother because
Right.
you choose to get pregnant before you're married.
Yeah.
You see her emotions and her feelings. She went back and then she was going to jump in, but Kev stopped her at that point here. Yes, pregnancy and having a child is a choice today. 33 forms of birth control. There are ways to say, hey, I am not want to have a child here. It's about, of course, you could be in the heart of the moment, the passion, but these contraceptives and things we have here are 99.9% effective if used properly here. So when we see someone become a single mother, you chose that. You didn't say, I was forced to it, someone put a gun to my head. No. You laid with this particular man here, and then you know what though? You thought about your options, and then you went further by having your baby here. But it's a choice. You were not forced into the situation, especially if you're grown women. Let's get back to the video.
Correct.
And we have all
I
the
guess.
statistics. We have all the statistics, all the data, all of the predictive information of the outcome from children raised in single parent households. So my question to you is, why are these same women you're talking about choosing to be single mothers and put their family in that likely future?
Good question.
I'm being transparent because this is what I'm trying to say in essence. We're taking advantage of you guys, and if men or boys are not taught that this is the type of manipulation and games that women play on them, this will constantly have it, and you'll have
You're
young
taking
boys
advantage
being
of
raised
who,
by
man? But
women
who are you taking advantage of?
of men who are not aware of a woman's need to,
Ma'am,
you
hold
know,
on. What?
What?
Okay, man, we've already, okay. I'm talking about the 80% of children. Women are taking advantage of what sector of men?
okay, all right, average men.
No,
However,
no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
average
No,
men.
ma'am. No, no, ma'am. They're not
What?
average. They're not average. Ma'am,
Are you
the
serious?
math, 100% of men, 54% single. Women aren't taking advantage of single and childless. So that's 5 out of 10, almost 6, almost 5.5 out of 10 that women cannot take advantage of with childbirth, right? Right?
If you put it that way, that's
That's
correct.
not if you put it
Not
that way.
away.
That's how it is.
Right, the stats,
If you can't,
numbers.
if a
Okay,
man,
so
no, ma'am, no, I don't do, I do logic. 54% of men are single and childless. So by that fact, they cannot be taken advantage of when it comes to having children. True or false?
Come on now.
that is true.
There
Okay,
we
so
go.
we move 54 out of 100 away. There's 46 left. 30 of those men are married. they can't be taken advantage of because their children are coming from a marriage. True or false?
That is true as well.
So there's only that, so that 54 and that 30% is 84. That's
we go.
over 80%. So there's 16 left. And the 16 left are producing 80% of the children. So what you're saying is black women are taking advantage of 16% of men who are loose with their seed and making the lion's share of children in black America.
Let that sink in, people. When I just did the videos recently that I talk about how women use one example and then they paint all men that here. And it's even worse with us black men here. Look at these numbers here that, you know, give or take a few percentage points here and there. 16% of the men are having babies with 80% of the women. Now, out of that 16%, you know, there could be some situations where, you know, that couples have the kid before actually getting married there. So that's going to be in the equation. But in this 16%, in my videos, this is what I talk about, the Pookie and Ray Ray syndrome. I have people in my comment section saying that we shouldn't use Pookies and Ray Rays. But if we have men who are loose, a small minority of them, 15, 16% who are having sex and having babies with 80% of the women, this is the number that should be focused on when women say that, oh, there's no good men out here. No, you're choosing Pookies and Ray Rays. Okay, the majority of that percentage there. So let's get back to the clip here. Let's see what Kevin says here more.
I have said that, yes.
Well, then I think the problem ain't the men.
No, I never said it was the men.
Well, but why pick why pick that 16% if they can? And why are they picking them? Because they will allow themselves to just have babies all over the place. And if you did something very simple, how many of those 16%, if you made marriage a requirement, would they still reproduce? If you had to be married before you could produce a child, would women still be? So I guess the point I want to kind of get into, man, is the problem is not with the men. The problem is black men are leaving kids everywhere. Women are choosing to have kids with a minority of black men.
There we go.
And there's a case that can be made that that's not the best majority. Are those 16%? Are they the Rhodes Scholars and the movers and shakers and the leaders of industry?
No. Can I say something a little unintelligent, but try to make a point here? What you're saying is correct there. However, say for instance, the woman is trying to get a high value man, and I'm going to athletics because my scope in life is very.
You're going to athletics?
Small. Yes, athletics and the guys that make it big income there. A lot of women, NFL too as well. They go with those. They meet
first off, I need to be clear. I need to be clear. I don't consider those guys to be high value just because.
Okay. Oh, so we're not classifying them as high value?
Well, not automatically. High value is more than just money. But go ahead. I just need to make that distinction.
Let me pause here. Have you noticed in Kevin's broadcast, if you've been following him long enough, he does not focus on athletes because they are the minority of the minority. So you never hear him talk about NBA players or football players. And even in this particular example here, why? Because high value for his term, he has 6 different breakdowns of entails with all high value men supposed to be from his perception, right? Money is one of those things, but it's not everything. And you notice what he said here. Yes, they have money, but it's not the only thing. And that's why I want to stop here and bring it up, because how many women in my comment section, I see it every day. He has a lot of money. Doesn't make him high value. No, that is one aspect of the 6 that he breaks down for high value men here. So I just want to point that out. Let's get back to the video.
From a woman's perspective, then I will say it that way. And then the women are having babies, and these guys are having babies by multiple women, and it's becoming like a financial hustle. It's a financial hustle. So it goes back to what I was trying to say.
No, ma'am, it doesn't, ma'am. No, it doesn't, ma'am. How many men are in the NFL?
Not many.
About 2,000?
Not many when you talk about.
Why are we talking about that?
1,800 practice squad, 2,000?
That's not the majority of the men. That's not the majority of the situation.
That's not a lot.
In this situation, ma'am, you asked initially started with our community and asked why these children are being left fatherless. because women are choosing to marry before they carry, and they're choosing to reproduce with men that they would not marry. What do we do if 80% of our children are being selected or being made by mothers who pick this way?
And at that point, I was kind of asking, is there responsibility on the side of the male to be about his seed, to say,
What?
hey, if I'm going to play, I'm going to not leave that age.
No, it's no.
Oh,
Look,
no,
you keep
you
trying to
don't
make
think
it.
so?
No, but I'll tell you why not. 80%
don't
of
think
children. Okay, listen.
Hmm. Yes,
80% of children being made by 16% of the men.
right.
They can
That's
only
not
marry.
that.
Stop, ma'am.
Yes,
They can only marry one woman.
I understand that.
So how much you can't
but
put
all-
that much responsibility on 16%? No, ma'am. The responsibility comes back to women, and they're choosing to pick men to reproduce with that aren't their husbands.
So, Kevin, can I ask this question from a man's perspective, though?
Go ahead.
And I know we're talking about 60% of the population, and you're talking about the other 85, 84%.
I'm talking about what matters. Yes.
Right, I got you. Why is it that the men wouldn't worry about who has their seed and raising their child?
What are you talking about? The
Seriously?
men which men? The 16% who making most of the kids?
Okay, can we talk about that for a second? Would you, let me.
She
that
wants to
matters.
focus on the
Okay.
Pookies and Ray Rays.
What are you asking? Why guys who are okay? Man, listen, stop.
How can it
Stop.
go
No,
from midnight-
man, because
Yeah.
that's ultimately, man,
Yes,
do you have any children?
I do.
Are all your children by one man?
Yes,
Do you know women who have children by multiple men?
I do, and I see.
Do
the
you
boys
know
suffer.
excuse me, do you think
Sorry.
these women under women who have children by multiple men, but you chose to have all your kids by one man because it was a choice.
Right,
Man,
no choice, right?
you cannot hold. If a man is reckless with his seed, do you not think women know that this man was? Do you not realize that there are women out there who just want babies and don't want to be married?
I do. I'm a social worker. I do.
Well, then, damn it, then how you gonna stop that? You stop, and you know how you fix
You're a
it?
social worker.
Stop paying for them. Let them go make a baby, and then stop giving them any kind of aid. If you decide to go make babies with a man who's a serial impregnator, you live on what you can live on.
Right.
But how does that affect?
I agree.
The bigger question is, why are women making babies out of wedlock with men who are, like I said, there's only 16% of men responsible for the lion's share of kids. Even if that 16% of men became born again Christians and married their baby mama, they can't marry them all.
Facts.
In Memphis,
We were duped.
Memphis, what would you have? 3 men who had 87 children? Do you not think those?
I do remember
80
on Ayana.
Well, do you not? Then those women knew about each other.
That is a great example that Kevin breaks down here. That was an episode on Ayana's Fix My Life, where that 3 men in Tennessee, at the time, I believe it was 81, is now up to like 87 kids. And at one point of the airing of the show, I believe it was like 5 or 6 years ago, there was at least 26 women. And of these 26 women, a lot of them knew of each other. So take this example of these 3 guys, which is the perfect example when we talk about the Pookie and Ray Ray syndrome, right? Going around and having sex and impregnating all of these women here. And these women know about each other and having conversations. And of course, the kids play with the other kids here. So who is worse in this scenario here? The 3 men here who are just the low of the low totem pole men, or these 26 women who knew these 3 men were Pookies and Ray Rays, who knew that they weren't taking care of their kids, who knew that their child support was only $4 a month, because after a certain point, child support only takes so much when there's so many kids here. So if you have 26 women making bad choices and 3 men making bad choices, where does that scale line up here? Now, if you're curious about that story, Google it. It's sad. It is a sad situation, but Kevin brought it up for a reason, because even though that's an extreme situation, there is so many women, as far as in a group setting like that, who are dealing with multiple, baby daddies, baby mamas like that here. So let's get back to the clip.
And they knew about it.
So where does the responsibility lie? With the man?
You know what, Kevin? I wish there were more men that say the stuff that you say, because I will tell you, I was raised with a dad in the household. He was definitely me and my sister and my brother, no kids in the family.
Really?
But this open conversation, I never had this. I wish I'd have had this. I'm going to give it to my girl.
What do you mean more men to say what I say? 54% of our men are no, man.
Tell the truth.
No, ma'am. Hold on, ma'am. No. See, that's why I push back.
Tell the truth about
no,
life.
ma'am. Stop.
That guy kept going here now.
Can't overtalk me, lady. You just can't keep doing that. You act like I'm the first person that's been saying this. If 54% of black men are single and childless, these conversations have been happening my entire life. The problem ain't the conversation. The problem is who y'all ain't listening, doing what the hell you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then coming back and playing innocent. I didn't know. Yeah, you knew. You have to unmute yourself, but you were over talking me.
I will stop the video here. It goes a lot longer. Kev Cooks here. What I'm going to do is put the link in the description below, because like I said, this is a reaction video. You're not here for like an hour, 2 hours here. We're trying to get to the nitty gritty of these videos and get in and get out here. So what'd you think about this woman and her line of questioning here and Kevin's responses? I brought this to the tribe because how often do we see here, not just in regular everyday life, on TV, media, internet, whatever the case may be, that black men are no good, and that why are black men leaving their children? We have so many kids who don't have fathers in the homes, which is true. But we need to show the breakdown of how many men are actually committing these acts here. Kevin broke it down very, very detailed here. And I'll say it again, you can go to the CDC website. There's one source for you guys here. It's not my job to tell you the exact page where you can look for it. There's a search engine on there, the CDC website. Also, blackdemographics.com. Statistics for black people by black people. If you want to learn about all of the numbers that's going on currently in our country with us here, look it up, so we're no longer guessing. Women are not going to try to throw arguments saying, oh, I know this guy here and this woman here. No, those are anecdotal. What we want to do is give true, immediate facts that showcase the whole broad spectrum of our people, our culture in this country here. So what are we saying? We are showcasing that women are choosing the wrong men by high numbers. Let's just repeat this again. I want to state this. He said that 54% of black men are single and childless. That's over half. If you add 30% of men who are married, that is 84%, ladies. So you can't talk about the 84% of black men who don't have kids or did it right and created nuclear families. You are mad at the 16% of the men who are going ahead and having sex and dogging out the rest of the women in our community here. We need to continue to preach. Why are you choosing this man? You know he's no good. You know he's a dog. You know he's got multiple baby daddies. But what do you think? You can change him, or he is for me right now, or I see things that no one else can see. I hear that all the time. And what we need to do and to continue to promote, like I said, is nuclear families. Marry before you carry. Why are you choosing to have a baby with said man before you get married? And then on top of that too, when it comes down the line here, you can't say that I didn't have a choice, or I was trapped, or I did not know what to do. People, it's 2022. If you find out you're pregnant, you can go to the doctor and find out every single option available to you. If you made the mistake of messing with a Pookie and Ray Ray and you get pregnant here, do not think you are trapped. You have options. But what we need to preach here is that you cannot be ignorant. You cannot sit here and act like your head is in the sand here and that there's nothing going on here and that all black men are the problem. Ladies, you also have to look in the mirror and understand that you are the cause of these problems as well. Comment, like, subscribe, click on that bell notification below, because I want to hear what the tribe, I want to see what the family thinks about this video here. What'd you think about this older woman and her comments and the fact that at her age has this level of thinking? What do you think about Kevin and his perception? And what do you think about me? Until next time, YouTube world, I am that dude named Dave. I'll see y'all later.